Hey ladies, it's Tamara here. I'm going to share with you the 4 steps to the success cycle. And when I first heard about the success cycle, it was about a year ago. It was at a conference that I was emceeing, and it really struck a chord with me, and I want to share it with you today. And I want to encourage you that if there are any women that you know that you think would really benefit from this, please share this post, because I'm wanting as many people to hear this message as possible to get this out, because I just think this is profound. So I've been working with and mentoring a number of women over the last several weeks, and a common theme has come up. You see, it's coming to that crunch time in the execution of hopes and dreams. You know, you set your New Year's resolutions, you might have sat down for a week, maybe 2 weeks leading up to New Year, and, you know, planned out all your goals and, you know, wrote down all your big, hairy, audacious goals and everything you ever dreamed about. And now it's crunch time. Now is the time when the pedal has to hit the metal in that journey towards those 2020 goals. And on another call, I'll talk about what I think is the best way to set goals for success. Now, what seems to come up time and time again as women are planning and then reverse engineering their goals is the demons, like those limiting beliefs. And look, I know this. I've heard it myself in my own head, but it's a scene that I see played out time and time again when that push comes to shove. Women will balk at making those all-important decisions. You know, when it's that moment, that crossroads decision, am I going this way or that way? A lot of women will just simply stand still. They'll throw up every possible roadblock known to man. I'm too busy, I've got too many children, you know, my boss is too strict, my husband won't let me, I'm too fat, I'm too thin. I know those demons, girls. I've heard them time and time again, and I've heard them in my own head before. Things like, can I really do this? I'm not enough. I'm in complete overwhelm. This is beyond me. If anything here is like ringing a bell, let me know, thumbs up. Who do you think you are? You're such an imposter. Someone's going to discover you're a fraud. What would you know? Why am I so stupid, ignorant, dumb? Like, they're all the little voices that we hear inside our heads, aren't they? The little leprechauns. It's that stinkin thinkin. It's that little demon inside of our heads that continually chatters in our ear. And then, as we talked about on the call last week, the reticular activating system kicks in and then starts to show us evidence that then supports all of that stinking thinking. Now, I've heard it called the triad before, and I think this is fantastic. This is a really great way of thinking about it. I reckon it's better if I just draw it out for you. So imagine a triangle. You know, a triangle's pretty sturdy, isn't it? It's not something that's going to break very easy, or the sides support each other. So this is the triad of the stinkin thinkin. It's that relationship between your physiology, so your body language, the focus of where your attention is, so it's what that RAS is showing you, and also the language that you are using with yourself. I'm not good enough, I'm in overwhelm, I'm an imposter, what would you know? All of that. And if you think about it, think back to the last time you had to make an all-important decision about where you were headed in your life, a goal. Maybe you were starting a small business, or changing jobs, or just doing something really significant in your life. And that little leprechaun, that little demon inside your head is starting to have that conversation. Well, what would you know? And they'll discover that you're a fraud, and this is beyond you. And as that's speaking, can you all of a sudden feel the physiology? Can you feel your shoulders slumping? Can you feel your facial muscles just going heavy? Can you feel the furrowing of your brow and the tightness in your neck muscles? So as goes the language, so goes the physiology. And then the focus. And remember, that RAS is going to start to show you all of that information that's just going to support this triad. So in order for us to be successful in our goals, we absolutely have to change this triad. It has to change in order for you to move forward. Because in order to have more, you have to become more. Otherwise, you'd already have all the things that you want because you've got all the skills that you need. But changing this triad is absolutely key to use succeeding and achieving your goals. Now, that's where I want to talk to you about the 4 steps of the success cycle. And I first heard this, as I said, at a conference about a year ago, and it was really clever. So the success cycle looks a little bit like this. You've got your potential, and your potential is what you have inside of you that's going to help you achieve your goal. Then you've got your actions or your action. The action, very simply, is what actions are you going to take along the way in order to achieve your goals. And then you've got results. What results are you going to get from the actions that you take? And then you've got beliefs in the other quadrant. What beliefs you have inside of you that you can achieve your goal, right? So let's think about the goal of, say, starting your own small business. And this is really interesting. So if you believe that you have a small amount of potential inside of yourself, let's say you're starting a small business and you think, well, I'll just start small because I've really got only these resources, I've only got this much money, I've only got this big a network, and so we're just going to keep the potential that I've got small at this stage so that, I don't have to commit myself, and if I sort of conservatively commit myself, then if it doesn't work out, then it's easy, I haven't lost very much. That's quite a limited potential. So therefore, because you've only got limited potential, you're only going to take limited actions. Well, I'm not going to extend myself, I won't leave my job just yet, I'm not really going to step out over the edge, I'm not going to tell everybody what I'm doing. So I'm just going to take a few action steps and just see. I'm just going to dip my toe in the water. So then if you're taking small action steps, you're just going to get small results, aren't you? And if you're just getting small results, then you're really not going to build your belief in your ability to create your own small business. Well, I didn't get great results. I might be able to do this, but there's still those limiting beliefs. I'm too busy. I was too busy to do this. Or my husband didn't allow me to. Or look, my boss just wasn't willing to give. My kids, I need to focus on my kids. I don't have enough money to do this. I don't know enough people, so on and so forth. And then all of a sudden, the stinkin thinkin comes in. So you can see how, and then you don't have very much potential inside of you. So you can see how the the success cycle actually works. But what if you changed that triad? You changed your stinkin thinkin, you changed your posture, you put your shoulders back, you put your chest out, you took some deep breaths, you got a smile on your dial, you started to think this, not that. So I don't have enough skill. Well, what skills do I have that I can bring to the party? I'm in complete overwhelm. Well, what action steps can I take now in order to start moving towards my goals? If you start to change your physiology, change your questions, and change the focus, start to go back and have a listen. If you haven't already, go back and have a listen to the live from last week where I was talking about how the RAS actually filters the information according to what you've programmed the RAS. So you've got to reprogram the RAS around creative visualization. So imagine reprogramming your focus, which then affects your language, which then affects your posture. So we've got to change this triad in order to build on this success cycle. So again, if your goal is to build a massive business in 2020, you've got to think about the potential being much bigger than what it actually is. Your audience is enormous. Your resources are enormous. Your capabilities and skills are enormous. The time you have is abundant. The money backing behind you is abundant. Having that huge potential mindset will mean that you're going to take massive action. And in taking massive action, of course, you're going to get massive results. And in getting massive results, you're going to build massive belief in your ability to do this. Time's no longer a limit. Family is no longer a limit. Money is no longer a limit because you've achieved results. And that's only going to feed positively into your potential. And this is your success cycle. So to access this success cycle, You've got to overcome those limiting beliefs. How do you overcome them? By addressing that triad, the focus, the physiology, and the language, by asking yourself better questions. What can I do? What superpowers do I have inside of me? How can I impact on the world today? What one small step can I take forward? What skill do I have that I can bring to the party? Who do I know who can help me build this business, develop this skill, share this knowledge? And in doing that, it takes us back to creative visualization and reprogramming that RAS. So they're the 4 steps: potential, action steps, results, and belief. They're the 4 steps to the success cycle. And since first hearing that about 12 months ago, I have heard it time and time again. I have seen it executed by brilliant mentors that I have around me, and I know that it works. So if this is something that you have found truly helpful, if there is something that has resonated in the last, 10 minutes that we've been chatting together, I would love for you to share it with other women, share it with other beautiful women who are around you who are struggling at this time of year, who do find that when they set their goals, dreams, ambitions, and desires, and they start moving on them and they hit those roadblocks, those limiting beliefs, that stinkin thinkin, those little leprechauns start to talk inside their head. Share this with them, because I honestly believe this is one of the most powerful tools in order to help you move forward. I hope you have a beautiful week. I am off to Spain next Saturday, and I'm definitely going to do another live next week. I'd love to talk about what I think are the key features in goal setting and some of the tools that you can utilize in order to achieve those goals. So let's have a chat about that next week. I have no idea what time and space I'm going to be in, but we'll chat about it. And if you've really found this helpful, I'd love you to dump it into the comments, tag your friends in, share the post. Let's get this information out there and support as many women as we can in building their own self-made life. Have a great week.